نحمده ونصلي على رسول الكريم ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Respected viewers and listeners, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In continuation of our Quranic program under the auspices of Adult Quranic Education Program Srinagar, today we shall try to learn few more verses from chapter number 2, that's Al-Baqarah. Please hold a copy of Quran with our translation in your hands and focus your attention towards these verses. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful. فَإِن طَلَّقَهَا, then after pronouncement of 2 talaqs, if he, that's husband, pronounces the third one, فَلَا تَحِلُّ لَهُ, then his wife is not lawful for you. It becomes unlawful. She becomes unlawful for him. Min ba'd, after that, after the pronouncement of the third. حَتَّى تَنْكِحَ زَوْجًا غَيْرَهُ, until she marries some other person. فَإِن طَلَّقَهَا, if the second husband divorces her, فَلَا جُنَاحَ عَلَيْهِمَا, then there is no blame or sin upon them. أَن يَتَرَاجَعَا, if they reunite, the previous husband wife, if they reunite, and in the night, أَن يُقِيمَا حُدُودَ اللَّهِ, if they feel that they can hold to the limits of Allah. وَتِلْكَ حُدُودُ اللَّهِ, and these are the limits, are the boundaries set by Allah. يُبَيِّنُهَا لِقَوْمٍ يَعْلَمُونَ, which are made clear, which He makes clear for men of learning. وَإِذَا طَلَّقْتُمُ النِّسَاءَ, and when you divorce your women folk, فَبَلَغْنَ أَجَلَهُنَّ, and they complete their appointed term of iddah, فَأَمْسِكُوهُنَّ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ, so either take them back on equitable terms, أَوْ سَرِّحُوهُنَّ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ, or set them free on equitable terms. وَلَا تُمْسِكُوهُنَّ دِرَارًا, وَلَا تُمْسِكُوهُنَّ, don't keep them back, dirara, just to harm them. لِتَعْتَدُوا, by unfair means or wrongful confinement. وَمَن يَفْعَلْ ذَلِكَ, and whoso does it, فَقَدْ ظَلَمَ نَفْسَهُ, he wrongs his own self. وَلَا تَتَّخِذُوا آيَاتِ اللَّهِ هُزُوًا, and don't take the commandments of Allah as a jest or as a joke. وَاذْكُرُوا نِعْمَةَ اللَّهِ, and recall and remember the favors of Allah which has bestowed upon you. وَمَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْكُمْ, and what He has sent down upon you, to you, مِنَ الْكِتَابِ, the book, وَالْحِكْمَةِ, and wisdom, يَعِظُكُمْ بِهِ, by which He admonishes you or instructs you. وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ, and fear Allah. وَعَلَمُوا, and know it, أَنَّ اللَّهَ بِكُلِّ شَيْءٍ عَلِيمٌ, that Allah has knowledge of everything. Sadaqallahu al-Azim. These Quranic classes which we conduct, we are faithful students of Quran. We want to learn the basics of it. These classes are not meant for scholars, for experts. We are just humble students of Quran. We want to learn the basics so that we don't deviate. We could understand the basic framework of Islam. By listening to these Quranic classes, these programs, we cannot be muftis and start delivering these judgments, all that. It's not meant for that. But as students, we should know everything what Quran explains. How to spend our life according to the sitting that's said by Quran. Whether it is marriage or God forbid, if it may sometimes force somebody to go for divorce or separation. We have to learn what are the basic norms said by Quran. And since we are ignorant about it, we have made Quran just a book of recitation. We never bother to understand it in Israel separate. That's what this Quran program is all about. For a common man, for a learner, he should have the basic knowledge of Quran in all the aspects of his life and then follow it and let it separate. We're not involved in technicalities, but as long as what Quran talks, I am trying to explain that. I feel from Quran that third talaq need not to be pronounced in any state. There's no third talaq. It has no perhaps relevance. It's only a deterrence that, oh husband, One talaq is enough for separation. At the most two, it's okay. Don't go for third. If you pronounce third talaq, you have to bear the consequences. That means your own wife, with whom you have spent your life, which was expected to be your life companion, with whom you have slept, you have made all the enjoyments, both of you, is the challenge to the integrity of a man, that if you go for third, that means don't go for it. Because if you go for the third, it will be very sad for you. You'll repent. Maybe at some stage you'll repent. Because then there's no way of reconciliation left. Until the wife, if third talaq is pronounced, of course, she has to marry some other person of her own free will. And that husband also has new husband, second husband, marries her, takes her into his honest wedlock with the idea of lifelong contract. It's not be just a drama. And then if second husband divorces her due to some reasons, it should not be pre-planned. That's not allowed. That's haram. If some marriage is arranged, just husband and wife feel, oh, we should get remarried, they ask somebody, oh, is it possible? It's immoral. It's beyond our imagination. That the previous husband telling somebody, oh, you marry my wife for a few days or a month, then please, I'll give you money, you divorce her later so that we can get remarried. This is drama, this is immoral, this is haram. This halala, this haram. This is not nikah. This is fornication. This is adultery. And Allah condemns, Prophet, peace be upon him, said, Allah condemns such a person who makes such efforts. It is after third talaq, as I told you, this as a deterrent, not a normal course. Today we are being blamed throughout the world, especially in the eastern side of the world, that this Asia and other, where most of the Muslims live. We are condemned. We have that Muslims, they have some problem with their words. They announce 1, 2, 3, 10, 100 talaqs at a time, 3 talaqs. It's misuse of art. This is ignorance. This is arrogance. That means we don't know Quran, we have not read it, we don't bother to understand it. This against the spirit of Quran, against the spirit of the sayings and doings of our beloved Prophet, peace be upon him, and his worthy companions. Then if husband pronounces third talaq, that's explained in the next verse, verse number 230. Then this wife becomes unlawful for him, haram for him, until she of her own free will marries some other person. And they live together, they sleep, they live and enjoy life. And if second husband of his own free will at any stage divorces her, and then if first husband would like to go for reconciliation, they can reunite them after getting married. Isn't it a deterrent? That means don't go. It's like this. If a person, a criminal, is to be killed, can be killed by single bullet. Why to fire 3? Why to fire 10 bullets on him? That's arrogance. That is frustration. Similarly, if a single talaq or 2 talaq can separate husband and wife, why should you go for the third one? But remember, if you go, then there's a deterrence for you. You have to be ready for the consequences. That your wife has to marry some other person, she has to sleep with her. Can any sensible person imagine his wife going with somebody and then he trying to reunite? Take care. That's what's explained in these verses. At-talaqu, I repeat it, not the meanings of this verse. At-talaqu maratan. Talaq is to be pronounced twice, as I explained to you just now. Talaq, fa'imsakum bi ma'ruf. When you have to pronounce 1 or at the most 2 talaqs, okay? Fa'imsakum bi ma'ruf. Then husband and wife can still hold together. That there's a chance. Every likelihood they can hold together relation. They can live again together. They have to decide it before that Ida period is approaching. Yeah, they have to decide they can live together, hold together, maintain relations. Or if they have decided to separate, divorce, then that should be in kindness. That should not be arrogance, that should not be infighting, blame game, and tarnishing each other's image, character assassinations, fights and quarrels. The matters not to be decided on the roadsides. But in kindness, even if there's separation. Then Quran says, وَلَا يَحِلُ لَكُمْ, O menfolk, it's not lawful for you. Then if you decide for separation, divorce, okay? In exceptional circumstances, as clear now, if you divorce your wives, it's not lawful for you to take back anything which you might have given her. Because that's a gift. Quran says you have enjoyed, you have lived together. You were expected to be life partners for a lifetime, for all times to come. And you might have given her gift, firstly dower, meher, and then clothing, ornaments out of love and affection. How come you take that back? It's not lawful. If you think, but it's surprising, even in such matters, how ignorant we are, how we take notes of even minor things. Husband telling his wife, oh, on that specific day 3 years back, I had bought you a special garment. Now you are no more my wife. Give it back to me. I bought last year a ring or an earring for you. Give me back. This is childish. Imagine. I give an example. Two persons are friends. I am somebody amongst you is my friend, and during friendship, don't we give gifts to each other? Somebody comes and he tells me, okay, this is a gift for you. I give him some gift, or likewise. If maybe, because friendships do break in this world, tomorrow, after 2 years, 10 years, 20 years of relation, there's some estrangement of relation and the relation breaks, friendship breaks, right? So imagine, if I go to the house of my friend, oh man, where are you? Because 3 years back, I had got a shirt for you, give me that shirt back. How childish. How foolish it would look. Won't everybody around laugh? And would say, what kind of, is he man? He's not a human being. And he in return telling, no, please give me that found pen. I had brought a special pen from Delhi or from Mumbai. You give me that pen back. How childish. This is between two friends, which friendship can break anytime. On the other hand, imagine husband, wife, the closest possible relation which anybody can imagine in this world. They separating for one reason or the other. And husband demanding everything, that I have brought a small ring for you, small earring, or a special garment, or some headgear for you, or some scent, or some powder, or makeup a kit. You give me back. How childish it looks. See, Quran, it used to happen. Surprisingly, it is happening even now in 21st century. Imagine the beauty of Quranic statements. Quranic statement is all this matter 1400 years back in a so-called era of ignorance. Such laws were laid down. وَلَا يَحِلُ لَكُمْ, O menfolk, it's not lawful for you. And ta'khuzu, that you take back from your wives. مِمَّا آتَيْتُمُونَ شَيْئًا, what are things you might have given her? Don't take back. This is not good. This is childish, this is foolish. That's what Prophet used to say. Prophet said, if somebody gives somebody something, and then after some time he asks his gift back, Prophet, peace upon him, in a hadith, well-known hadith, compared this man to a dog. He said, it is only dog when he vomits, when a dog vomits, whatever is it in my throat, it is only dog who eats that vomit back. What he has vomited, their food stuff, he takes it back. Such man who gives a gift to somebody and asks that gift back has been compared with that dog who vomits and eats that back. So imagine. But Quran says, "Illa an yakhafa Allah yukim," because Quran has some leads not only on general instruction for exceptional or special circumstances. Also, Quran gives due guidance. Illa an yakhafa Allah yukim hududullah. That means, except you don't need to take anything back which you have given to your wife, except if husband and wife fear that they cannot hold to the limits of Allah. What does it mean? It may not be so easy for you to understand from the words. It means, in other words, it's called khula. Khula means, one is talaq, which pronounces man, husband. Khula means if husband doesn't want to leave his wife, but woman is not interested in her husband. She doesn't like him. Due to one reason or the other, she doesn't. She wants separation. But husband is not willing to. In that case, that woman demands talaq. Husband was not in, but wife is demanding. Husband is under obligation because he cannot hold his wife against her wish and will and keep, as we do it now. And we are misusing even this damn aspect of our lives. She is under obligation to make separation, make arrangement for separation, go for divorce, even if wife demands it. That in Quranic terminology or in Hadith, it is called khula. In local language, we also use the word khula. This is when a woman demands. In that case, since husband was not interested, in that case, woman has to surrender some of her rights, which she might have taken from her husband, like dower, which is meher, she can surrender that, or some more, which is mutually agreed upon between the wise men and judges, who the deciders. They have to decide that woman has surrendered. That's the condition. That if woman is not interested in continuation of relation, that's what is meant here. Except if they fear that they cannot hold to the limits set by Allah. Then, O deciders, O judges, if you fear Allah that men and women cannot hold to the limits of Allah, that means woman is not interested to live with her husband, and husband was not willing to divorce, but woman is. Quran says, "Fala junaha alayhima." Then there is no blame or sin upon them. Fi maftadat bih. If she gives something which is to be decided by the concerned qadi or a magistrate or a judge or some well-wishers, that she has to surrender and give something just to get freedom from marriage. That means just to get talaq so that she can live a separate life. Tilka hududullah. These are the limits set by Allah. Fala ta'taduha. Don't cross these limits. That means these laws have been set. Don't cross them. Don't break them. وَمَنْ يَتَعَدَ حُدُودُ اللَّهِ. Who cross or breaks or crosses the limits of set by Allah, فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الظَّالِمُونَ. They are zalim. They are wrongdoers. Then it's only separation is to be done on the basis of one talaq or two. Not third. Third, as I told time and again, this is my version of it, as I have understood. I don't know. I'm sorry. If I have crossed limits, I seek forgiveness from God. But it is here. Find talaka. If after pronouncing two talaks, husband even then pronounces third. It's not to be pronounced at a stretch. After pronouncing the second and then third. Find talaka. If he pronounces third talak, then deterrence. Fala tahilalahu. This woman is not lawful for him now. In any situation, they cannot get married again. After the pronouncement of that third talaq, until she of her free will gets married to some other person, a stranger, new husband, and lives with her. Find talaka. If this new second husband divorces her, not pre-planned, not making any temporary arrangements, nothing. That's haram. That's haram and unlawful. If second husband divorce her, fala junaha alayhim, then there is no blame or sin upon them. And yataraja, if first husband and wife reunite, in dhanna Allah ayyuki, if they think and feel that they can maintain the limits of Allah now, they will not do what they used to do. They feel that we should mend our ways, set ourselves straight, and forget about what is in the past, and they can start new life, first husband and wife. But tilka hududullah, these are the limits set by Allah, yubayyinu liqawmin ya'lamun, which makes clear, quite clear. That's what you've seen, liqawmin ya'lamun, for those who have knowledge. It's for the learned man. They can understand and appreciate the beauty of the Quranic statements, and that too you have to consider. These have been laid down, these principles, these commandments, 1400 years before. When world didn't know any law anywhere, especially in the Arabian Peninsula. They didn't know anything. How laws were set. And still, some people used to say, this is Muhammad, peace be upon him, fabricating Quran. And how come? Imagine these laws. And now, one more thing is to be taken care of. Now, if a person pronounces 3 talaqs at a time, what does that mean? There is a difference of opinion. It is not advisable. Prophet, peace be upon him, didn't like it. He hated it. He condemned it. Clear terms, he condemned. As a related that hadith, when this came to his notice, that somebody had given 3 talaqs at a time. What did Prophet say? Ayalabu bi kitabillah. Are you playing with book of Allah? When I'm still alive within you, that means he was annoyed. He cannot. But if somebody does it, it is like a person can be killed by a single bullet, but somebody fires all the 3. That means his 3 fires are exhausted. What is effect? There's a difference of opinion. Many experts of Muslim jurisprudence, especially Hanafi school of thought, they say it's not good. It should not have been done. Only 1 talaq should have been pronounced once or then second after a month or later. But if somebody pronounces these 3 talaqs, have their effect that this husband and wife cannot get married together. But on the other hand, the Salafi school of thought, led by great Imam Ibn Taymiyyah, he says even whether 3 or even more talaqs pronounced by a husband at a time means only 1 talaq. So just by the way, for our information, because we suffer from these ignorances, we don't know. Then the next verse is, وَإِذَا طَلَّقْتُمُ النِّسَاءَ. When you divorce your women, okay, after passing all these stages, فَبَلَغْنَ أَجَلَهُنَّ. And when they are about to complete their term, because once a woman is even talaq, she has a 3 months of waiting period. 3 months is iddat. Why? It is, as we talked about last day. For a divorced woman, there is an iddat period of 3 months just to establish pregnancy. If she feels that she's pregnant, then iddat period shall prolong continue till the childbirth. But if she is not, iddat means that now after 3 months she's free, she can marry to some other person. That's called iddat. Quran says, وَإِذَا طَلَّقْتُمُ النِّسَاءَ. When you divorce your women, فَبَلَغْنَ أَجَلَهُنَّ. And they are about to fulfill or complete their iddat period. Still, imagine, even such circumstances of Quran emphasize reunion. Quran says, "Famsi Quran bi maruf." Oh, husbands, either keep their wives back, even if you have pronounced 1 or 2 talaq, doesn't matter. Imagine, this religion is being blamed for atrocities against women. The Quran allows believers to go for talaq, as many talaqs at a time, and to create havoc in the society. Imagine, even after pronouncement of talaq, Quran says, وَإِذَا طَلَّقْتُمُ النِّسَاءَ. When you have pronounced talaq on your wives, فَبَلَغْنَ أَجَلَهُنَّ, and when they are approaching that iddat period, they are on the verge of completing those 3 months. Think twice before that. There is still a chance left, an opportunity for you, husbands. Keep them back with you, but on equitable terms, with respect and honor. Now, if you feel no, you are both your boats, nothing doing, you are not ready to live together, husband, then allow them to set them free. Bimaruf, but on equitable terms and with respect, honor, and kindness. Even separation should be in a goodly manner. Then Quran says, don't keep them back. If that is approaching, you say, okay, now it doesn't matter, you are my wife again and you go for nikah and live together, but your intention is only to tease her. No, don't keep them back, just to tease them. To create unnecessary excuses to tease her and take unnecessary advantage of manhood. Don't do that. Because who does it? He's harming or wronging his own self. Quran says, don't take Allah's commands as a jest or as a joke. Don't make a joke out of these laws and commands which Allah has set in Quran. It's not joke. It's not a playbook. It's not an entertainment. That, oh man, you start doing this and talaq and then bring back and then again talaq and then go on doing it as many times as you like. Don't make these commands as a joke. Remember the favors of Allah which has alaykum upon you. And the book, remember the book which has sent down to you, that's Quran. Hikmah, and His granted you wisdom through this book, of course. Through that wisdom and through this book, He is instructing you how to behave even in extraordinary and extreme hard situations. undesirable, how to go ahead in undesirable circumstances like talaq. Wattaqullah, fear Allah. Wa'lamu, and know it. Anna Allah bikulli shay'in alim, that Allah has knowledge of everything. You cannot cheat. You can cheat people with your argument, with your tongue. You can mislead others with your sweet tongue. But be sure you cannot cheat God. You cannot deceive Allah. He knows everything. You're in the doubts. You will be penalized if you have bad intentions. Even during talaq period, you have bad intentions. You will be punished for that. Sadaqallahu al-Azim wa sadaqa rasuluhu an-Nabiyyul Kareem walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.